Welcome to tonight's live broadcast of Lomita High School Sports on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe and come back and listen to the archive games or for the next live broadcast. Now, Mark Edmondson with tonight's Lomita varsity football game on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
And it is Mark Edmondson coming to you live from Blum, Texas. Oh, it's been an exciting week, and here we are. And I hope if you found us, thank you for that. And I hope you're hearing us somewhere as we're trying to start out a new era here, broadcasting Lomita sports on the Lomita High School, the LTX Sports YouTube channel. So I do appreciate you joining us from wherever it might be. I am here in Blum, Texas. A beautiful field. It's a turf field, a two-tone gray. I'd seen some pictures of it, but it's a pretty neat field. It is made for 11-man, but it has the lines for the 6-man football as well. So I do appreciate you. If you've got a chance, I'm going to say this right now. I have a text number, 512-922-2601. I'm out here. I need to kind of know if I'm being heard. So if you are able to hear me, and as the night goes on, I might have to make some adjustments. I'm really excited to do this broadcast. This is my 20th year of broadcasting, the last 19 in Burnett. And while I miss that, I'm really looking forward to this new challenge. First 6-man game I had watched in about 30 years was last week, a victory for the Lomita Hornets. So we'll discuss that as the night goes on. We're going to be bringing you all the rest of the Lomita varsity games, the Hornets on LTX Sports YouTube channel. So settle in here tonight. We're just getting started. We're here in the press box, which is nice. We appreciate Blum helping us out with that next to the announcer's booth, so you might hear that in the background. But we'll make all of that happen. I want to thank everybody, Mr. Moore and Coach Wadley, and just so many for helping us get to this start. I have the Coach Wadley show here in a minute. He took some time with me, and I'll share that in the pregame. The scheduled 7:30 kickoff. So we wanted to go on. We'll go on the air each week, probably about 15 minutes early to kind of get you caught up. So it is the District 14 Lomita Hornets 1-0, coming off of a nice 40-16 win over Gorman, and against the Blum Bobcats, who are 0-1. They lost 63-18 to Coolidge. So this is a great start to the season for Lomita last week at home. They had to play Thursday. It was scheduled for Friday, changed it up. It was an 8-8 game at halftime, but really I thought as they wore down Gorman last week as the game went on. So, again, just getting started. I've got some of that excitement nerves that I always do at the start of a season, even though I've done it a lot of times. But this is a little special, too, with the fact that, again, getting to start something new. My first year teaching at Lomita, and getting a chance to also bring you these games. So excited to be able to share wherever you may be. Can be heard anywhere on the World Wide Web on the YouTube channel. Do make sure share. This is where we want to share as many people. If you know somebody who might be interested in listening, over the years in Burnett, one of the things that had so many grandparents who said that they couldn't come to a game, and if they couldn't, they could listen in, and it meant a lot to them. So appreciate that. And one of my friends from Burnett who helped over the years, he checked in on me tonight and make sure I'm still on the air. I'd ask him to do that a lot of times. So, but again, 512-922-2601. You're out there. I'll give you a shout out too. This is all about making the it's a first responder night here. Also, cool event going on. I can kind of hear some of it. I'm enclosed, but seeing what's going on in the helicopters flying over and the first responders coming out. So that's a great event here they're putting on for the first responders tonight here in Blum. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. Let me catch my breath. Lots to talk about, and we'll get you ready. I'm going to bring you all the game action here on LTX Sports YouTube channel. So we'll go to this first break. Come back, we'll have the Coach Wadley show, and then we'll get you ready for tonight's contest. Again, thank you for joining us, finding us, share with others. Just getting started, game 2 of the season, but first broadcast Lomita football on LTX Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back after this timeout.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's the Coach Terrence Wadley Show, Lomita ISD Athletic Director and head football coach of the Hornets. The Hornets started the season on an excellent note with a 40-16 win over Gorman. Please share your thoughts on the game.
First off, thank you for having me. It's crazy that I have a show with my name after it. I feel like me and you and Jerry Jones and Michael Parsons, we got the deal done after constantly going back and forth. But my thoughts going after the game was, I like where we were. First half was a little sloppy, had a lot of penalties, a lot of stuff we need to fix and correct. Minor things, as it's been even in the scrimmages and as the season has gotten started. We made a few minor adjustments in the second half, and that helped us get the victory.
This week is the first road game for the Hornets, traveling to Blum to play the Bobcats. What can you tell us about Blum offensively and defensively?
Offensively, they run what's known to most people in the six-man world is a little bit of J, a little bit of T. Defensively, they're like in a 3-2, corners play to the ends on the outside. It's going to be a nice little matchup for us. There's some spots that we think we can exploit and then get some points off of it. Defensively, nothing we hadn't seen before. Hopefully what we plan to run, and it'll work.
You know, this is your first year in Lomita, as mine, and every coach has their philosophy or style. What do you look to instill in these student athletes as you build the program?
Right now, the biggest thing for us is we're using 3 letters, OWE, outwork everybody. And that is our biggest goal going forward. If we outwork everybody every week, do what we're supposed to do in practice, do what we're supposed to do in games, that outworking everybody will get us the victories every time we step onto the field or onto the court to compete.
Well, I do thank you for your time. First week out for our new broadcast. Look forward to it, and we'll be back with you next week. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. Moms, dads, neighbors, teachers, friends. These are the people who are always there to listen when we need to talk. Though their actions may not always be monumental, they are always felt. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support, or call 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
Mark Edmondson back with you live from Blum, Texas, and that is the way to start an entrance to a game. They landed an Aerovac Life Flight team at center at the 40-yard line, and I will miss that up some. I've been saying 50 for a long time, so I'm going to have to get used to some of those markers. But as the national anthem was being sung, that's why I went ahead and went to that last break. Thanks to Coach Wadley for sharing his thoughts. We'll talk to him each week. But they had the national anthem, and as it was being sung, they landed at center at the midfield, and now they're taking off. I guess they brought the game ball. But either way, pretty cool entrance to start. You got to love Friday Night Lights wherever they are, wherever you are, just all over the state of Texas as the Aerovac team flies off, and a lot of video and photos being taken, but a cool moment here at Blum. But again, it's what makes, no matter what, 6-man to 6A, just an exciting thing to be a part of each and every week. So I'm so glad to be able to bring it to you. We have the captains meeting at midfield for the Lomita Hornets. Manny Prado. It's going to take me a little getting used to always the jerseys on too tight. Also Stone Car Jones, Easton Hamilton, quarterback Jeremiah Torres also there. Still working on the names. I've got just a few minutes before I got the roster for Blum. So number 1, Connor Romine. 6, Braylon Arrington. And number 4, let's see, that is Gunnar Willingham. They are having the coin toss at midfield. Again, we appreciate you finding us if you have. If not, then you're not listening to us. But if you are, share it with somebody. Put it out there. We're going to keep spreading the word out as we will be bringing you home games and away the rest of the season on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Have had the coin toss. Also, one of the captains for Lomita, Carson Brister. Blum Bobcats won the toss, but they defer, so they'll kick off, and the Lomita Hornets will receive the opening kick. So got a few things here to put together. We're going to stay here, and throughout the night I do have some spots to go to, but it just kind of depends on the flow of the game, and it is some changing. Again, for me, used to the longer quarters of 11-man football in 10 minutes. So we'll make those adjustments, but I can't tell you how grateful I am for this opportunity to be able to bring you Lomita varsity football on LTX Sports. I'm going to take a seat here, and we're about to get ready underway. The 1-0 Lomita Hornets against the 0-1 Blum Bobcats. Lomita will be back home next week against Eden, and we're about to get underway. Pretty good drive up here, but cloudy most of the way, so it's a little cooler. Tomorrow, this weekend, they say it's going to be cool. I like to actually see it before I believe it, but if it's the high in the 70s, I'll take that. They are lining up, teeing it up at the 30-yard line. Thank you for joining us, wherever it might be. Again, can be heard anywhere on the World Wide Web. The games are also archived at the end of each game. They are archived there and go back and be listened to. Lomita has 1 man back deep, and we're ready to get things started. And it's an onside kick. Ball is recovered by Brister. Does a nice job to come up and get it at about the 36-yard line. So Lomita will start at their own 36. Some of these, they do have a hash at every yard marker. Some don't, but so that will help. But then again, I see a big 40, and then there's the 30. So, again, that adjustment. The main thing I was taught a long time ago, if you're broadcasting the two things, people, they might come and go during a broadcast. Tell them how much time is left. And it was 8 minutes on the clock to start the game. And the clock continues to run. Handoff. Up the middle, big hole to the 20. Easton falls down inside the 10 to the 8. And they caught me off guard. It was a little trickery, and they just handed it off and faked that pitch. And it was Easton Hamilton to hit the big hole. And Lomita starts off with the big run and takes it all the way down to the 8-yard line of the Blum Bobcats. Big run. So it's 1st and goal. And shotgun to throw. Torres looking a lot of time. He gets it to Brister, who's hit hard. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Had a lot of time, did Torres, but then he had to dump it off. Nobody was open in the end zone. So it stays at the 8. I will try to give you yardage as it goes, but being by myself, that makes it a little difficult. So, again, my main thing is make sure you know where it is. It's 2nd and goal at the Blum 8 for Lomita. So, trying to get off to an early start here in the first quarter, just underway. Pitch back to Hamilton again. He breaks the tackle. He'll go into the end zone for the score. Nice job. He was hit. He got the pitch from Torres, but it's a 8-yard touchdown run for Easton Hamilton, and Lomita jumps out early with the 6-0 lead with the extra point to come. Another thing I've got to get used to, last week we kicked every time. A kick is worth 2. A run is worth 1. The opposite of 11-man. The kicker is Josue Lopez. Josue. Snap is back. Hold is good. He gets it off, and it goes off to the left. Kick is no good. Kick is no good. It was a little high on the snap. The holder, Jose Cabral, got it down, but the ball faded just off to the left. So Lomita at the time, 6:40, so quickly. At the 6:40 mark, it was an 8-yard run by Easton Hamilton. The kick was no good. So Lomita leads 6-0 over Blum. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. Again, I won't keep apologizing because it's going to take me a little time to get used to the different setting, and no doubt about it. But it's almost like changing from football to basketball. I broadcast a lot of basketball and baseball games, and it is such a different style of movement and where the players are. And, of course, everybody's eligible. I have a sheet here about rules. You know, you start having to it's a shorter field, 80 yards, not as wide. So all those things come into play. So I won't keep apologizing, but I will make a few mistakes along the way. But I will keep you updated. And a great start for the Lomita Hornets as they lead 6-0 here in the first quarter. Lopez to kick it off from the 30-yard line. He kicks it on a line drive, bounces, going to be picked up at the 10-yard line by Blum. Trying to get to the outside, still on his feet, missed tackle there. A lot of room now for number 1. And he's finally brought down past midfield. Stopped. Now he's pushed back. He gets all the way. They had a chance to get him at about the 30-yard line. And that was Connor Romine with the return. But a missed tackle, and that's the other thing saw last week so clearly. The spacing, a missed tackle and 6-man just opens up so much space. The defense is often out all by themselves on an island having to make a tackle. So it ends up being at the Lomita 26-yard line. Lomita 26. So they have good field position. Do have a player they're checking on the sideline. We're going to keep it here. Again, I'm kind of learning, made a couple of different stat sheets and things to try to help me keep up with what's going on, and that'll also improve as the season does. Again, glad you could join us. Mr. Moore checked in, said he could hear the broadcast as well. Great to have that confirmation too. There is for those of you who might be looking to share it with others, they put the link on the Lomita ISD athletic page on the website, on the athletic page, there's a link to the LTX Sports YouTube channel. Sometimes people will go to it, and if the broadcast hasn't been started, they don't see it and have to refresh. So once it starts, and I will try to start the games at about 15 minutes before scheduled kickoff. All right, so about to get ready for play. So about an extra 30 or 40 yards picked up there by Romine after he slipped away from that tackle. So Blum has it 1st and 10 at the Lomita 26. 1st and 15, and you would say that once. Pitch back to Romine. He's hit and brought down quickly. Good job by the Hornets. Looked like Manny Prado was leading the charge, but again, the swarm, and you hear that so often when they say teams, but the Hornets. But it really is so necessary in six-man football. They've got to be able to get that help. So sometimes you just hang on. Nico Anguiana also in on the stop at gain of about 3. So it's 2nd down and 12 from the 23. Split one man wide. Ball on the ground. The quarterback was able to fall back on it. It was a snap that he wasn't ready for. The quarterback is Braylon Arrington. And Arrington had to fall on it. But then there was a penalty. So a penalty on the play moved it back. So it's going to say 2nd down, but move it back to the 28-yard line. So Blum has the ball, 2nd and about 12 now at the Lomita 28. It is 6-0. Lomita took the first drive. Easton Hamilton, 2 big runs and scoring touchdown. Pistol formation. They're going to throw, pass out in the flat. It's caught, and good tackle made on the outside as Carson Brister ran that down well. Hamilton finished him off, but Brister was there as the catch was made. He wasn't letting him go anywhere. It's a short gain, maybe 4 yards, but it'll bring up 3rd down and long. 3rd down and about 13 at the 24-yard line. Lomita's 24. Blum with the football. Under center is Arrington. And again, I think a bad snap. Let's see. I think Lomita might have come up with it. Yes, it is. It is a fumble recovery. It is Stone Car Jones. And I told him somewhere, I have him in class, that I was going to get a Stone Cold in there. It just fits so well, but I might wait for a big hit. Stone Car Jones got the fumble recovery. A bad snap. He was all over that. And he said tonight, I was talking to him today, that his cousin in Oregon, Carter Skinner, might listen in. If you are, Carter, the big play just made by Stone. It is 1st and 15 for Lomita. They're going to hand it off to Brister. He's hit in the backfield. He pushes forward. The ball was at the 24-yard line. That's where Lomita will start this drive. Might have got a yard on the push, but Brister was hit quickly there at the line of scrimmage by Arrington. So it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down, it's 3:58 in county here in the first quarter. Kind of catching up with the different things going on. 6-0, the Lomita Hornets lead the Blum Bobcats here from Blum. Hamilton and Brister in the backfield. Trouble coming as Torres rolls out. He gets out. He does get the pass to Prado, who has a lot of room, and gets past midfield all the way to the 32. Torres was in a bit of trouble. But Jeremiah Torres rolls out, and again, everybody's eligible. Manny had a touchdown last week. Manny Prado picks up the 1st down to the 30-yard line, the Blum 30, so past midfield, and the Bulldogs get the 1st down. Nice job of rolling out, because Torres had to get away from a defender there, and he did, and threw a nice pass back to Hamilton, now to Torres. He's going to pull it down. He looks to run. Has some space. Cuts it back inside. Hit hard at about the 20-yard line But that's a nice gain of 10 for Torres. So the snapback was to Hamilton. Again, things got to get used to. They have to get it and then put it in the hands of another runner if they're going to cross the line of scrimmage. But Torres did a smart thing, saw the opening, and he picks up 10 yards. So it's 2nd down and 5 at the 20. Everybody spread out here on the line. Got 2 backs in front of Torres. He has it now. Now he gets it back to Brister, and there's room. Brister will get the first down, and he's knocked down inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. A gain of 7 there for the pass. So from Hamilton to Torres and quickly to Brister, and Brister picks up that first down. Lomida's looking really sharp here on offense in the early going. Blum looks a step slow. Bulldog, I knew every once in a while I would say that too. Said it for a lot for 20 years. But the Hornets looking sharp and have it first down and goal at the 13. They hand it off. Oh, it was a good defensive play there. Hamilton had a hole to the left side, but number 2, that's Aiden Reed for Blum, did get through there and knocked him down for no gain, maybe even a loss of a yard to the 14. So to bring 2nd down and goal from the 14 on that carry. Just a good defensive play there by the Bobcats. But Lomita has it at the Blum 14. 2nd and goal. Minute 41 clock runs here in the first quarter. Lomita leads 6-0 here on LTX Sports. Torres gets the snap. He looks to throw out in the flat, a little high and incomplete. I believe he was trying to get it to Roy Carr. It was the Carr, the intended receiver, but over his head. So it now brings up a 3rd down. Again, you have 4 downs to make 15 yards. Again, feel free to share if you know somebody who can want to be listening in anywhere on the World Wide Web. 6-0 Lomita leads here in the first quarter, under a minute now. Actually, clock stopped on that incompletion right at 1 minute and 1 second. We've got 2 receivers split wide. Snap back to Hamilton. Now to Torres. Back to Hamilton. He's at the 10. He tries to make a move and slips. That turf may be a little slippery there as he made his cut. He got to the 10-yard line, a gain of 4. It will bring up 4th down and goal from the 10 for the Hornets. So they're looking sharp there, but then a good defensive play by Blum. Now the Hornets are backed up at a 4th and goal outside the 10, almost to the 11-yard line. We'll call it the 11. 29 seconds and counting here in the fast-moving first quarter. Lomita leads 6-0. Prado, the center, brings them to the line. Snap back to Torres now. Middle of the field throw. The catch is caught by Prado for the touchdown. It was tipped. Wait, great anticipation and concentration as Manny Prado makes the touchdown catch. It was tipped by one of the Blum defenders, and Manny, and I love saying this because I was a center and we never got to catch it. What a great catch by anybody, but a little less when you get to say the center made that catch, and he did for the score. 10-yard touchdown from Torres to Prado. Snap is back for the extra point. This one is good. One ref looked like he was down the middle, but he was thinking about it, but it was good. And the kick by Josue Lopez is good for the 2-point conversion. So we get the 8 points. It is now 14-0 on the big 4th down conversion by Torres. 10-yard pass. Torres to Manny Prado. Sorry, just writing that down a little bit, trying to keep up with the scoring drive. So with 7 seconds left in this first quarter, Lomita leads 14-0. It looked like Prado was going to be open for a second. It was a good defensive play to step in front of it and bat it up, but Manny just stayed with it and caught it standing in the end zone for the score. So we've had a 8-yard run by Hamilton, and now a 10-yard pass, Torres to Prado. Here's the kickoff. There's a high kick this time, deep, going to be returned from about the 15, up the middle, space, and he might go, and it is a touchdown for number 1, Connor Romine. He was able to take it, split the right side, one man to beat just near the goal line, but it is a 70-yard touchdown, I guess 65-yard touchdown return for number 1, Romine. Let's see, they are going to kick for the 2. So Blum with the big answer as the clock ran out on the first quarter. It's going to be Braylon Arrington to attempt. Snap is back, kicks on the way, and it is good. So that makes it 14-8. So a big kick return. Blum with the answer at the 0 mark. Clock, it was 7 seconds, and the clock ran out. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second break here, and we'll be back with the second quarter. 14-8, Lomita leads the Blum Bobcats on LTX Sports.
There are a lot of vehicles on the road with jobs to do, and they come in different shapes and sizes. When you see an emergency vehicle, TxDOT vehicle, tow truck, or utility vehicle with flashing lights activated on the roadside, move over or slow down to 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. It's the law, with fines up to $2,000. When vehicles have flashing lights activated on the shoulder, move over or slow down. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. Appreciate my son checking in with me. My oldest did wonder if I was going to be able to get a spot in. I wasn't sure myself. It's like a up-paced, fast-paced basketball game. Everybody on a fast break. It can feel like that. But again, adjustment is part of life, so I do appreciate the checking in with me, Jason. And I do appreciate y'all listening. And it's been a good first quarter. A big play there by Blum helped their cause, but Lomita still leads 14-8, and kickoff here as we start the second quarter. Pablo Carbajal is back deep for the Hornets. Still waiting for the whistle to start allow the kick. Okay, now that's what I thought. So there's 10 minutes on the quarter now. They started the last one at 8. I thought it was 10, but hey, I'm new to this. But the first quarter started at 8. This is 10. They are onside kicking it, and it's still on the ground, picked up. Lomita, it kind of makes you nervous, that little extra hop. But Yuli Caso Prada recovers it for the Lomita Hornets. But it is, so now it is 9:55. Hey, I do my thing. I don't know what else is going on. But the first quarter was only 8 minutes. So they got that fixed. So with 9:55 to go in the second, that would explain why it went a little faster. It is at the Lomita 35-yard line. They'll start. They're going to pitch it this time to Hamilton. Can he get to the edge? He does. Breaks a tackle down the side. Still on his feet. And he's knocked down into Blum territory. Had one man and just couldn't get away from him. It was a great run to get out in the open by Easton Hamilton. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line of Blum. So from the Lomita 35 to the Blum 23. See, it's like, I've been a teacher a long time. It's like math. So y'all can figure the yardage, or I can do it later. But in the moment, I'll work on that. But it is 1st and 10 after another nice run by Easton Hamilton. 1st and 15 for the Hornets. Back to Torres. He's going to throw. He's in trouble. He gets away. Oh, he's yanked down, and where's the flag? There it is. It looked like the headgear, and it was. And he hops up quickly, thank goodness, but his head turned sideways So this is going to be a personal foul against Blum. I don't think it was intentional. As Torres was trying to get away, the defender just trying to get some part of him, and it grabbed either the face mask or the side of the helmet. So personal foul, face mask. That'll be a big penalty against the Blum Bobcats. I think only the second penalty here. So just starting the second quarter, Lomita leads 14-8 here in Blum. Be back at home next week against Eden. This will mark it all the way down to those big penalties on an 80-yard field. Devastating. But on the other side, great for the Hornets. It's all the way down to the 7-yard line. So they're at the Blum 7. First and goal. I think they call it the 8. Snap back to Hamilton. He pitches it to Torres. Back to Hamilton. Looking for space. He gets hit. He knocks away a defender and goes in for the score. Easton Hamilton's second score of the night. This one on an 8-yard pass reception. He had 3 guys coming at him. They hit him, and he bounces off and goes in. Nicely set up. The Lomita offense is playing very well here tonight. They are hitting on all cylinders. Torres to Hamilton. So it was Hamilton to Torres, back to Hamilton. Now we have kicks on the way, and this is good, but so I'm not sure. Maybe that was Pablo Carbajal with the kick, so not Josue there. So, but it was good. But Carbajal with the kick. +2. And that makes the score. So that was an 8-yard touchdown pass to Hamilton. And it's Torres' second touchdown pass. And with the 2-point conversion, Lomita extends their lead 22-8 with 9:04 to go here in the second quarter. It's an amazing thing to watch. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's very different. And I did teach over 30 years ago, and my first job was in the small community of Gustine. So I had seen 6-man back then, but been 30 years till last week. But so excited again to be able to bring you these Lomita Hornets, and they are playing well. They'll kick off from the 35-yard line. 9:04 to go in the second quarter. 22-8. Lomita with the lead. Again, Lomita 1-0. It will be Carbajal kicking off as well for the Hornets. There's the kick, line drive kick, and it will go through the end zone, which is set at the 10-yard line. Again, this is a field, this turf field here in Blum, an 11-man field, but then they do have the lines in the turf, but also, of course, they have the markers set up at each of the, starting at the 50 with the 40. So the goal line, for those of you, if you're familiar with 6-man, it's easy. If you're not, if you, like me, learning still, then the goal line is actually the 10-yard lines. It will be 1st and 15 after the touchback at the 20. Blum will start at their own 20-yard line, trailing 22-8 to the Hornets. Snap on the ground. He picks it up, able to pitch it. Trying to see who had the ball. It's Romine, but he doesn't get much there. Good pushback there by a couple of the Hornets. See Nico Anguiana again, and honestly, I'm going to work on that name until I get it right. I might have to speak to him in person, have him say it. Always when you have some new names trying to learn. I do not know Nico personally, so I'll have to make sure I do. So he helped lead that tackle. Got one man split wide right, almost to the sideline for the Bobcats. 2nd and 13. And ball on the ground, and I believe it is the second fumble recovery for Stone Carr Jones. His second recovery of the night. That was on the ground, and he was in the backfield. and it's going to be another turnover against Blum. It's going all Lomida's way right now. They will take over first and goal, I believe. Yes, they're at the 14 of Blum. So the second fumble recovery, second fumble caused by Lomita, second recovery by Carr Jones. He's in at an end right now. Two backs. Torres under center this time. He pitches it to Brister. Brister has a block and is then taken down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A gain of 5 for Carson Brister. So it'll be second down. The Hornets trying to really push that lead out here again. 45-point rule in six-man football after the half. Not trying to push for that, but right now it is something you have to you keep in the back of your mind. Again, Torres under center. The two backs, Brister and Hamilton. They hand it to Brister again. Does a nice job low on his shoulder, but they go low on him and took his legs out as he moves forward to get at least positive yards to the 6, another 3. So we're going right up the middle here. The Hornets trying to drive it in. It is third down and goal. And the ball is at the, we'll call it the 7-yard line. They backed it up just a little bit there. So third and goal for Lomita. They lead 22-8, 6:40 to go. Clock runs here in the second quarter from Blum, Texas. Again, Torres under center. Brister and Hamilton. They go to throw. Torres rolls to his right. Now he gets it to Brister. Brister is taken down at the 5. Don't think that's where he was going originally. And he rolled to the right and just, I think probably Hamilton was a little bit open on the other side, but it was just too far for him to see him. So they might have gained 2 to the 5, but it'll bring up another fourth down. The Hornets already scored on one fourth and goal. They're trying to do it again. It'll be fourth and goal from just outside the Blum 5-yard line. Torres is under center. Gets the snap, pitches it to Hamilton, makes one man miss. He has an opening, and touchdown Hornets. Easton Hamilton with his third touchdown of the night. This one a 5-yard run. Easton Hamilton, good blocking, a good kick-out block. I do think that was Carr Jones over there, but a good initial surge, and Hamilton didn't get hit till he got to about the goal line and was able to take it in for the score. So another fourth down conversion. Will be 2-point conversion tried here for Pablo Carbajal. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is blocked. It's no good. All right, so I'm going to try to take another quick break here. 5:39 to go in the first half. 28-8, Lomita with the lead.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Mark Edmondson back with you live on LTX Sports, the YouTube channel. Again, the games will be archived. You can go back and listen to them at any time. And then each week there'll be a new broadcast. That is true. It is true. Got some more input now from Jason and his wife, so I appreciate that. Lomita kick off, another deep kick, and it'll be another touchback. It'll be at the 20 again, Carbajal. Kicks it out of the back of the end zone. I do think that is the only thing that worries me on. Sometimes a jersey might need to be changed for some reason or another. So I'm going with what I've got, but again, sometimes that can be misleading. And thanks to Jason and Melissa for listening in. Appreciate all of you, wherever you may be. Some discussion here by the refs. Again, our first broadcast, I hope of many. There were no doubt coming into this. I've done a lot of them, like I say, over the years, lots and lots of over 200 football games. But again, there are always some nerves to it when you start something new. And I love being in Lomita. Only been there, a few months now. It's great, feels like home, and so glad to get to do this as well and showcase all these great kids and student athletes. Snap back for Blum. They pitch it to Arrington, and he is going to just make a couple of yards. The defense been strong as well. The only score coming on a kick return. That's been Blum's biggest offense of the night, 2 kick returns, one of them for a touchdown. They gained about 3 there, or 4 to the, let's see, that is the 24-yard line. So Blum has it at the 24. But yes, as I was being informed, 28-8 is a good lead, but in 6-man football, that doesn't always pan out, the score. And it is like a fast break offense. Now they've got a pistol formation, and they pitch it and way back. Arrington's looking. There's a flag down now. Arrington pulls it down, starts to run. Good open field tackle, and that is Carbajal with that tackle up near the 30. Let's see what this flag is about. It was near the line of scrimmage. I'm thinking this is coming back. It was going to be a gain of 5 or 6. There was nobody to throw to. Another thing that it is a hold against Blum. Again, so you pitch back about 6 or 7 yards. The snap is back. They pitch it to the then quarterback another 4 or 5 yards. He rolled back another 3 or 4 yards. He's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage or more as he was looking to throw the ball deep. It's, again, the spacing with, the defenders trying to defend the areas. It's quite the strategy. But that penalty takes it back to the 15-yard line. So it's 2nd and long. We've got a lot of flags coming in there. Let's see what happened. I don't know. Lomita was going to make the tackle, and then there was a hold in the middle. That was what worried me. I thought it was on Blum, but then I thought maybe they could have grabbed a face mask because there were 2 defenders coming in and really put a big hit. I think that was I think that was Stone, Jones, and Carbajal. But it was a hold on Blum. I think they're declining this. It's already back. The tackle was made at the 9-yard line. Lomita right now, defense answering its offense, pushing Blum back as they're at their own 9-yard line, 3rd, and really in this case about half the field. We have a timeout, and I better take the opportunity here. 4:37 to go in the first half. It's been all Lomita, 28-8. It's 3rd and long. We take this break. We'll be back on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
There are a lot of vehicles on the road with jobs to do, and they come in different shapes and sizes. When you see an emergency vehicle, TxDOT vehicle, tow truck, or utility vehicle with flashing lights activated on the roadside, move over or slow down to 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. It's the law, with fines up to $2,000. When vehicles have flashing lights activated on the shoulder, move over or slow down. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stay.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. Came back a little short out of that commercial. They got ready for play, so we'll bring it back here. 4:37 to go in the first half, 28-8 Lomita. It is a 3rd down and about looking at 25 for Blum. And the snap. Now the pitch back, and he's in the end zone. Pitch out in the flat. They get it to Arrington. And then good tackle out in the flat by Brister. Brister makes a nice tackle. Carson Brister pulls it down the after the catch was made. And it'll be 4th down and 25 or I got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where he was. Yeah, he got maybe a yard. He got to the 10, so maybe 24. 4th down and long. Lomita. Looks like Blum's going to, well, again, I don't know. Maybe they're going to punt. They snap it back. They pitch it. Nope, just going to try to run it. Arrington, he's trying to get to the edge, and Lomita does a nice job stringing it out. He might got to the 20-yard line, but, again, great job by Lomita. He needed another 20 yards to go or 15. So turnover on downs, 3:31 to go, 28-8, and Lomita will have the ball in great field position. They'll be at the Blum 21-yard line looking to add to this score. So Lomita has played a great first half here. The Hornets will start this drive at the Blum 21. Torres under center. He'll take the snap. He's going to fake, going to throw. Middle of the field, has a man wide open. Touchdown! It is a touchdown to Stone Car Jones from Torres from 21 yards out. Stone Cold made the catch. He was wide open. He got open. Torres with a good pump fake, and Torres laid it out there. I believe that's now third or fourth touchdown pass for Torres. And now the extra point attempt. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is low again. It's blocked, so it's no good. But with 3:17 to go, I'm going to have to add another sheet here. I've already figured out for scoring. That makes it 34-8. 34-8 Lomita, and this is at the 3:17 mark. So that was a 21 on the first play. Stone Car Jones comes open right in the end zone. Just an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown. Torres to Jones. 21-yard on the pass play. 34-8. Lomita with the lead. Lomita to kick off here. So 3:17 to go here in this first half. Carbajal to kick off. Line drive kick. This one will also be picked up in the end zone. Going to be returned by Romine, and he's still on his feet and still spinning, and he gets it out past the 20, the 25. Again, their only score on that touchdown return, so he went back and got that one in the end zone, and he gets it out, and a good return again by Romine to the, it is at the 26-yard line. Made me feel better. Even the announcer here in the stadium said the wrong yard line for a second. It's an adjustment. So Blum will start at their own 26, trailing 34-8 to the Lomita Hornets here on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Again, we'll be bringing you all the games next week at home versus Eden. Ball's bubbled on the ground, and Lomita has a chance at it again. No, it rolls out of bounds. Could not come up with it. Benjamin Long in there knocking it loose, along with, I think, also Jeremiah Cruz. But it rolled out of bounds. Back at the 22, though, so a loss of 4 for Blum. Bring up second down and about 19. Got a timeout, Lomita. I'm going to go ahead and keep it here. I got a couple of spots in, so. Few things, again, I'd like to share about the broadcast. The home games, it can be heard on the internet anywhere on the World Wide Web. These are through the internet, so they have a bit of a delay. For an away game, it doesn't really matter, but I have had the situation, somebody at home games, it's usually not too long, 10 to 15 seconds, depending on the internet. But if you listen in stadium at home games, there is a delay, and so I do get excited. I'm not going to deny that, but you already kind of know what had happened by the time you might have heard it. So, but I will say this: I do get excited about stuff, and it's real. I'm not making that up. I'm excited for the kids to get to go out and play and perform, and it's not going to always go well, and there's going to be ups and downs, and but I'm just as proud of them for all they do at every play. Mean that. I'm going to introduce the cheerleaders here in a minute. Snap, they pitch it to Romine, and he's trying to get to the edge, and he makes a little space to the left side, and one of their better gains of the night for Blum. Got some blocking and gets it up past the 30 to the 35-yard line. About a 13-yard gain, maybe 12. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6. But I do want to make sure I mention also tomorrow morning the volleyball team. They've been working hard. We got to see a couple of their games. They play at Mullen, I believe 10 a.m. It's a JV varsity snap, and they hand it off up the middle. And good job by Lomita not biting on that fake to the outside. They do pick up yards. Couldn't see who the runner was. I think it was Romine again. It was either Romine or Reed for Blum, but it's going to be 4th down and about 2. They do get it to the 39-yard line. It is another timeout. We're going to, again, keep it here. It's giving me a chance to read off the cheerleaders. Wanted to mention them. Great pep rally yesterday, and for one of the neat things, getting to have with the small school feel and having the elementary through high school pep rally together was very neat. I came from a small school in South Texas. I graduated with a class of 24, so I do understand that, and and we were maroon and gold. But it was really neat. The last 2 weeks, some great pep rallies, neat to see, and again, everybody involved. The cheer captain of the high school cheer team is senior Madison Henry, co-captain sophomore Liliana Reyes, senior Mackenzie Andrade, and I have her in class, and then I mess it up. She's going to be mad. Mackenzie Andrade, and I need a drink of water. Abigail Tower, a junior. Junior Liberty Potts. The mascot is junior Nicole Sessinger. Managers Jewel Groves, a senior, and senior Madeline Griffith. And the sponsor, Chloe Griffith. They do work hard, and I know they at the games and junior high games. And pitch here, almost tackled by Jones in the backfield, but Romine does a nice job of just getting away from it and does get the 1st down. It was a good effort as Jones had him in the backfield, and he kind of shaking his head, but that was a good offensive play by their main running back, Romine, and he does pick up the 1st down to the 35-yard line. It might be their first down. They are on the Lomita side of the field now. Minute 40 to go, first half. 34-8. Lomita leads. Pitch back. This time, it is Romine, and he takes it inside the 10. They've got a little blocking there on the outside. Romine starting to find a little space, and got a stiff arm at the end to take it inside the 10. So a good run there on the pitch to Connor Romine for the Blum Bobcats. So they are threatening here. They have it 1st and goal at the Lomita 8-yard line. Minute 20 clock runs here in the first half. Arrington is the quarterback under, and then a timeout. Lomita calls timeout to talk about it. A minute 12 to go. And again, tomorrow volleyball, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. I believe that's a JV varsity game is what was on the schedule at Mullen. So a lot of things going on. I know that just gets busier and busier. We'll try to keep you up with those during our broadcast as well. Want to make sure we share what's going on in Lomita ISD and these student athletes. And you will hear me talk about I'm a big supporter of a lot of different areas too, but UIL and things. But the FFA is one you will hear me talk about again. I have some deep connections, my thoughts about the FFA organization, and excited to know a strong program in Lomita, and great to see that in the hall with Mr. Mahan. We've had some discussions, and it is a neat thing that I'm proud to be a part of. My dad was an ag teacher for a long time, and there are a few other connections I have too. So it's 1st and goal for Blum. They trail 34-8, minute 12 to go here in the first half. Pitch it to Romine. He's on the left side, and he's taken down. Good open field tackle. I believe that was Easton Hamilton coming over there. Nice job to sling him down, and that's when you're all on that island alone, and Hamilton takes him down. Let's see, another timeout. I think this one's Blum's. Trying to see where they marked it finally. I don't see the ball on the ground. The gray turf does kind of throw a little, maybe the ref is holding it. Looks around the 5-yard line. That would have been a gain of 3. It is another timeout, so they're using their timeouts here. 34-8. This is a minute 3 left in the first half. So Lomita will be on defense with Blum having a, I think, 2nd down and goal at the Lomita 5. So they pitched that wide trying to get Romine space, and Hamilton had a long way to go and able to get a hold of him, and did have to kind of sling him down. He couldn't get to his body. Romine, a tall back. So our next broadcast will be scheduled next Friday. Obviously, we already had last week a change. That was officials. I've heard that's kind of an issue all over the state, getting officials, and so that changed the first week. So there could always be changes, and we'd update you through the website. But we do want to bring you each and every game of the season. It is 2nd and goal under center. They pitch it to Romine again. He falls down that time, and he was able to stay on his feet to get back to the 5, maybe the 4, but as he went to make his cut, we saw one of the Hornets slip on that turf a little bit earlier. That time Romine did, so that'll bring up 3rd and goal. Clock is running 45 seconds to go in this first half. They give him no gain. It is still at the 5, so 3rd and goal from the 5. Obviously got a key on Romine. He is the only back in the backfield. They're going to pitch it to him again. He looks for space. He's taken down right at the goal line. He could not quite get in. Clock runs. It's 4th and goal. I don't think they have another timeout, but it is at the 2-yard line. And clocks run down to 12 seconds. It's 4th and goal. Okay, maybe do they have one more timeout? I'm going to let it run down to the last. I guess they do. So they do. The clock actually ran to 0. The rep was waving to stop the clock. So they were going to let it run down to one last play. So that last run got it to the 2-yard line. So Lomita trying to make a defensive stand here. This is one play, one way or the other. They put 1 second back on the clock. So 34-8, Lomita with the lead. They have dominated this first half. But Blum, who did defer so they'd get the second half kickoff, is trying to give themselves a little life, cut into that lead, get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Still, again, with 6-man football, a lot of scoring can happen in a hurry, as with any football actually too. But so Blum not giving up at all, and this is a 4th down and goal from the 2. Lomita trying to stop it. Be a big stop. Keep that score at 34-8. And my guess is that somehow Connor Romine is going to touch the football. So it's going to be, can he get those 2 yards before the Hornets can stop him? Here we go. And then Lomita calls their, I think, final timeout. I don't have it up on the board. But Lomita does call a timeout. Talk about it. So our score 34-8. Try to recap a little bit. And I have learned already something this first half. I did make some scoring sheets, but some ways to make it a little easier for me to put down during a game. But Lomita has scored on the 8-yard Hamilton run. And then the pass from Torres to Prado. Blum then had the 65-yard kick return. Then it was an 8-yard pass from Torres to Hamilton. And I didn't turn my ringer down. I got a phone call. Not going to answer. And then the 8-yard pass from Torres to Hamilton at the 5:39 mark. And then the pass to Stone Car Jones, the 21-yard pass from Torres. So Torres has had the 4 touchdown passes. But now it's to defense trying to make the stop back on the field, both teams. Arrington and the quarterback under center. Romine behind him. They hand it to Romine, and he's able to get to the edge and score from 2 yards out. 2-yard touchdown for Romine. Tried to hesitate there a little bit, and it gave the time to, get a little more blocking inside, and Romine was able to get to the edge and take it in for a 2-yard score with the extra point as time expired here in the first half. I believe they put about 15 minutes on halftime, and I'm going to take a break after that, a little longer break, get a drink of water, and come back during halftime. And snap is back on the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. That was Arrington. So that brings it. It is halftime now, 34-16. So that's a big score for Blum, their first offensive score. The other on that kick return. So they were able to cut into that lead and the 2 points as we go to halftime. And they will get the second half kickoff. So a big first half for Lomita, but Blum with a nice finish there to keep them in this ball game. No doubt about it, as Lomita had really controlled that first half, but still in good shape as the cheerleaders I mentioned about to come on the field for their routines. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little short break here, minute and a half or so, and then I'll try to give you a few details of that first half, and then a little longer one. Let's see that and put it up on the halftime clock, but we're going to assume about 15 minutes. So, again, thank you for joining us on the World Wide Web. You can share with others. There's a link on the Lomita athletic page, too, on the website, so if others want to join us for the second half, I hope it doesn't get exciting as close-wise, but maybe some more exciting plays as the Lomita Hornets lead here at halftime, 34-16 over the Blum Bobcats on LTX Sports, the YouTube channel.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
The key to unlock the next breakthrough in life-saving cancer research could be sitting in your driveway. Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your unwanted vehicle into funding to support innovative cancer research. These innovations lead to better cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, which means we can help save lives right now. Cancer affects all of us. Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. It will take all of us standing up together to put an end to it. So when you're looking to get rid of your old car, truck, motorcycle, RV, or boat, why not donate it to Stand Up to Cancer? Donating is easy and tax deductible. We'll even tow your vehicle for free. You can be a driving force in cancer research. Donate your car today. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextsStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
What does life after service look like? Kicking back? Taking it easy? We believe it looks a little different. Fighting for all veterans. Making sure they get the benefits and care they've earned. Rebuilding communities after disaster strikes. And adapting to support today's veterans. Meeting them where they are. The VFW. Still leading. Still advancing. Still serving. Get involved at stillserving.org.
Mark Edmondson back with you live here at halftime. Just go over a couple of quick little things as the Blum cheerleaders now on the field. And then I will take a bit longer break. So the first half started, and I gather they're just going to leave it as it is. The first quarter was 8 minutes, and that did add to the fact that it went so fast. But the Lomita Hornets started off quickly, and they took a drive right down the field. They got the opening kickoff. Blum will get the second half kickoff. They deferred. So, again, that's why that play at the end, them being able to score, probably gave them definitely some momentum going into halftime, knowing they'd get the ball as well. So just something that the Hornets going to talk about at halftime, too, about coming out and facing that. But it's, pardon me, scored at the 6:40 mark. They drove quickly down the field. Again, that was on the 8-minute quarter. And it was a big run first by Hamilton. And then Easton Hamilton took it in from 8 yards out. That was the score. The extra point was no good and made it 6-0. Then they got the ball back quickly on a turnover. And then it was a Torres pass to Prado. And I believe that was a 10-yard pass. Yes, it was. That was the fourth down play. So they scored on that fourth down play. And Prado with the catch, the first of 4 touchdown passes by Jeremiah Torres in this first half. And then Blum put themselves on the scoreboard. They had a big kick return earlier, but the Hornets were able to overcome that. But after that score, and it was as the clock was running out of that first quarter, the last play of that first quarter, they did their scoring at the end of quarters, and it was about a 65-yard kickoff return by Roman. He was there. He scored both their touchdowns, and they did get the extra point, and that made it 14-8, a 2-point. They kicked it for the 2-point conversion. Then quickly into the second quarter, 9:04 mark, Lomita answered, went down the field, and they got an 8-yard pass from Torres to Hamilton. Hamilton, let's see, he has 3 touchdowns on the night. So Torres with 4 touchdown passes, Easton Hamilton with 3 touchdowns. That's 1 rushing and 2 receiving. Great first half. So that was a 8-yard pass from Torres to Hamilton. That made it 22-8. And then Lomita was able to score again at the 5:39 mark of that second quarter. That was the 5-yard pass from Torres to Hamilton. It was 28-8, and then they followed that up again with the 21-yard pass. 21-yard pass on the first play after a turnover, Torres to Carr Jones. So spreading it around, lots of different players. Torres doing a great job, having time, making good decisions. Just been a very well-played first half, offensively and defensively. They gave up the late score, but give credit to Blum, just kept with it, and it was 4th down and goal at the 2, and they were able to push it in as time expired in that first half. And that's where we are at 34-16 at halftime. So I'm going to take this break. It's a little longer, about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. They did put time on the clock. They show 13 now, so we'll see. But I'll come back and get us ready for the second half. Again, thank you for your patience, learning along the way of how best to call the game, set it up, and and finish it off. And my main goal coming in tonight, we talked about it, not being able to do last week's game, but I really, if we were going to start broadcasting games, wanted to jump into it, wanted to put it out there so people can start finding it. And I sure enjoy doing it, and I hope I can bring some of the excitement of what these kids and how hard they work on the field each and every week. So at halftime, it's Lomita 34, the Blum Bobcats 16 on LTX Sports, the YouTube channel.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. Moms, dads, neighbors, teachers, friends. These are the people who are always there to listen when we need to talk. Though their actions may not always be monumental, they are always felt. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support, or call 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different, and I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Everyone deserves access to quality health, but for half the world's population, essential health services are out of reach. At AmeriCares, we know access to quality health saves and improves lives. With good health, people can attend school, be productive at work, care for their families, and contribute to strong communities. That's why we envision pathways to health and opportunity for all. We care. It's our call to action. It's in our history. It's in our name. AmeriCares. AmeriCares about disaster survivors, about free medical aid, what doctors need, our communities, our neighbors, our families. AmeriCares about good health. For a better world. Learn more at americares.org/goodhealth. Together, we can build pathways to health. americares.org/goodhealth. Join us.
Mark Edmondson back with you live here from Blum, Texas. It was pretty dry up here. Again, supposed to have some weather cooling off. It was cloudy on the way, still pretty warm, but I saw some talking about, highs in the 70s this weekend, which I'm all for. I think it's supposed to warm back up next week, but I'll take what we can get. It is halftime. Still, they show 6:30 on the halftime clock. Lomita warming up. They lead 34-16. The Hornets lead 34-16 here at halftime. A great first half. Blum will get the second half kickoff. Blum was able to score late there to cut into that lead. I was trying to see, wanted to mention, trying to see if I had the other district standings. Lomita is out. It's District 14, tough district. I did a little research into last year's and looking at also, I don't have scores right now. If anybody's out there, and again, you can text me 512-922-2601 of other games going on. I'd be glad to share those as the season. I'll try to make that a little more accessible where I have some scores and try to keep up throughout the night. I definitely decided this first week and I am learning some shortcuts and things that I'm going to have to do to be able to make everything work. But that's with anything you really do enjoy. Had somebody come over and said that some were listening the crowd here from Lomita, so I appreciate that as well. Thank you. And but this district is District 14, D1, 1A, and Lomita, May, Jonesboro, and Santa Ana. And I know May had a big win last week, and I thought the most recent, I looked at one of the polling, they're number 2. I say that just to say that it's going to be a good district. I know Jonesboro and May were the playoff teams last year, but this is a team, this Lomita team, that you got to be able to beat good teams along the way if you want to make the playoffs and things. And I really do. I like what this Lomita team has done the last 2 weeks, and I'm new to six-man, but I also understand football and in some ways, and that this team has some talent. And they had a strong first half and hopefully continue to build that. Got some depth. They can get help from a number of players. Seen that tonight. Torres has thrown touchdown passes to 3 different players. And so, it's one of those things that a team keeps building on, and having several of these students. That's another neat thing about being back in a smaller school setting, smaller community, getting that chance to interact with student athletes and those who are involved in things. And they have a desire to win, and you got to work hard to do that. And you can see that in this team. So it's a long way to go in a season, but definitely a good start. Again, I appreciate Coach Wadley talking with me, and again, we'll get some time each week to do that. Also wanted to mention the other coaches as well, of course, and it is amazing. All schools, coaches work too hard, but in a small school, have so many different hats they have to wear. You see them at everything, working the clock or books at volleyball games, and to everything and things you don't see. And it is impressive, and this is a good group. I'm just getting to know them, and I appreciate all they do. Of course, head coach and athletic director Terrence Wadley for Lomita, assistant coaches Frank Reyes III and Colby Hesbrook. Also leading, I know I'm leaving off somebody I'm reading from last week's program, so the football coaches, and I will have to, as the season goes on, I'll talk about on what I'd like to get even maybe an interview or two with our volleyball coach. Have been to a couple of games. They have struggled to be able to complete some games, but they work hard, and I've got a good attitude about stuff. So it is one of the things that I love getting to see how all of the different things fit together in a small school. So happy to get to be a part of it, and we're about to get ready for the second half as the Lomita Hornets already on the field setting up the tee. They will kick off. So a good first half. The Hornets lead here 34-16 at halftime. This will be a big road win. 1-0. Blum 0-1. Blum just coming back on the field here. It is a pretty stadium, pretty area here. Again, nice drive up here. Blum is now back on the sideline, so we're getting near ready for the second half kickoff next week. And I think I have it right. It is 7:30 scheduled kickoff next Friday versus Eden, but it is at home. Be bringing that game as well. I was looking, and for those of you who are aficionados of six-man football, I don't mean to offend you, but I will. I might over the season here as I'm learning them, read some of them, the basic six-man football rule variations, that some of those difference and things to get used to. A field is 80 by 40 yards instead of 100 by 50. And the offense must gain 15 yards for a first down instead of 10. All players are eligible receivers. Gosh, I would have loved that when I was in high school. I thought I could catch, but at a center, never threw me one. There was a reason. Even if I could have, they wouldn't. Field goals are worth 4 points. A kicked point after attempt is worth 2, and a run is just worth 1. And here we go. We're ready for the second half kickoff. Let's see if the Hornets can bring this home for a victory and go to 2-0 on the season. Carbajal lines it up, and he kicks it off again deep. Romine returns it from the goal line at the 10. Looking for space, and he still has some room. Good tackle there by Yuli Caso-Prada at about the 32-yard line. And he was out there by himself, and Romine had already taken one back, so a good job of taking him down solo. And that will set up the Blum Bobcats at their own 32-yard line. 9:52 here in the third quarter. 8 seconds run off there. See, the Hornets did get 2 turnovers in that first half that helped set up scores. Arrington under center. He's going to pitch it to Romine, going back to the same formula. And he's hit. Good hit by Brister at about the 35-yard line. So a short gain, as it was Carson Brister with the tackle. So it'll bring up second down and 13 for Blum. Just underway in third quarter, 34-16. Lomita with the lead on LTX Sports. We'll have all the games on the YouTube channel. They will be archived, and then each week when I start the new broadcast, you refresh it and you can go to the new feed. Braylon Arrington pitches it to Romine. He's hitting the backfield, but he makes one man miss and then taken down by a couple of Hornets. See, that was Jeremiah Torres in on the tackle along with Easton Hamilton. He got to the 36-yard line of Lomita, so it'll bring up third and short, 3rd and 3. So he was able to find a little room in there. So there's Blum trying to get on the board here, cut into this lead further. in this first drive of the third quarter. It's 34-16 Lomita. Arrington under center. Going to throw it out, and catch is made, and they get a first down. They change something up. Not a big gain, a gain of about 4. The catch was made by, let's see, we got number 10, Andrew Holt from Arrington, and he gets to the 31-yard line, a gain of 5, which was enough to move the chains for Blum. So Blum, been their first pass in a while. I'm not sure I remember another one, but it's definitely been a while. It does give them a first down. First down and 15 on those other changes. First and 15 for Blum. Got a pistol formation. And let's see, somebody jumped. There was a false start against Blum. Several Lomita linemen came across, but there was movement, so that should be 5 yards marked off against Blum. Takes them back to the 36. It'll be first down and 20. First and 20 for the Bobcats. Braylon Arrington, the quarterback for Blum, brings in the play. They split a man wide right. Bryson Rowland. You have to have 3 men on the line in some fashion, but sometimes the center by himself. Now he's with one other receiver. They throw it to him, middle of the field, catch is made, and that's what they did. The number 4, Gunnar Willingham, set up next to the center. He was an end, and he just came open, and they threw a quick pass to him, and he doesn't quite get the first down, I don't believe, but he gets yardage close to it, almost 20 yards, to the, looks like the 17-yard line. So it'll bring up second down. That was the first down play. Second down is short. So good play there. They've mixed it up a little bit. Now to throw again, and has, let's see, man was coming open, kind of grabbed there, but no flag, but incomplete. As Arrington was trying to get it to Romine on that second down and short, but that'll make it incomplete, make it third and short at the 17-yard line. They are at the Lomita 17. Clock runs 6. That stopped the clock on the incompletion, so it stopped at 6:58 here in the third quarter. 34-16, Lomita with the lead. Arrington will go under center. He's going to pitch it to Romine. Romine is hit. Easton Hamilton with another good tackle, and then a little bit, both of them kind of talking at each other after the play. It will get a first down. Good open field tackle, but he just was able to get the edge by the time Hamilton came from his position deep. It gave time for Romine to get yardage to the 13-yard line. He picked up 4 yards, and that was good for the first down. So they overcame that first and 20. Blum keeps the drive going. First and goal from the 13. Arrington pitches it to Romine. He waits for a block. He makes a man miss, and then taken down by Stone Car Jones. And he gets it to the, it's like 7-yard line. It was a gain of 6. So Romine, they just keep getting it to him, and we made some penetration in there, but he's been able to break 1 or 2 tackles along the way, and he has kept the drive going. A couple of those passes thrown in to help in this drive. Makes it second down and goal from the 7 for Blum. Lomita seeing if they could come up with a stop here. I need one of those turnovers. Had 2 in the first half. They're going to throw it middle of the field, and it is caught. Touchdown. So he rolled out Arrington to Willingham. So that was a touchdown for Blum, a 7-yard touchdown pass to Gunnar Willingham. He was alone there in the end zone. He's kind of falling down on his bottom as he caught the pass, but It was good for the score. Here's the extra point attempt. Kick is blocked, so it's no good. Looked like, I'm thinking, again, I think these jerseys, they had to change some numbers up, so I'm not quite sure who was able to get in there. But it was knocked down, so the extra point, no good. That does close the score, though, 34-22. 34-22, so at the 5:39 mark, so they take the opening drive. Blum takes it down the field, and they get a 7-yard pass from, it was from Arrington to Willingham. He gets the 6 points, extra point, no good. And our new score, 34-22. Lomita still with the lead. So now the offense got a little work to do. You don't want them to get any closer. Again, this is a game that you watching Lomita has overall dominated, but Blum hanging around. They had that drive at the end of the first half. Got this one to start this third quarter, so able to put back-to-back scoring drives up. And now you want your offense to go down and give you a little more distance. Now down to a 12-point lead. It was 34-8. Of course, the first thing is they tee it up at the 40. Get this kickoff. Arrington to kick off for the Bobcats. That's a line drive. Going to be bobbled. Got to get picked up, and the Lomita just falls on it. And then we have a late penalty. I think maybe a late hit on Blum. Let's see. It looked like one of the Hornets kind of was coming back to try to get it, and after it was covered, got knocked down. Yes, it is personal foul. Big play, Blum, a mistake there. They were hurt by a big penalty in the first half, so that will help the Hornets because the ball was finally covered by Yuli Prado at the probably about the 15-yard line. So this is going to move it up to the 29. So Lomita will start at their own 29, leading 34-22. So you can put a drive together, put points on the board. Torres going to hand it off up the middle. There's a hole. Ball comes out on the ground. I think Lomita was able to come back on a big hole. I think Brister recovered it and gave it to Hamilton, and he had a nice run up the middle, and he was hit kind of from the side, and again, open spaces, and the ball shoots up in the air. You could see it come out. Great job by, I believe it was Brister, able to come down and fall on it and keep the ball for the Hornets at the 39-yard line. There was a 10-yard gain, but they do retain possession. Torres under center. Second down and about 5 or 6. They hand it off again to Hamilton right up the middle, and he is stopped. A good surge right at the beginning. Then he hit a pretty good wall after about 2 or 3 yards. And that'll make it third down. They put it at the 38-yard line, but on the Blum side of the field, so past midfield, the 40. Third down, and again, from what I've read and listened to people talk about strategy, you don't see a lot of punting, and there's a lot of going for fourth downs, which would make sense. I know that it does occur, but this is, you would definitely think 2-down territory. It's 3rd and 3. Take care of it on the first one. We won't worry about it. Jones is split wide right now. He comes back into the line. Torres in shotgun. He waits. He's looking to throw, and catch is not made, so they go try to get it to Prado. They don't run it there, and Torres is deep, and Prado is open, Manny Prado, but it was a little short. He tried to dive for it, incomplete. It will now bring up a 4th down and 3. So big play here. As Blum knows, they get the ball back. It's 4:02 here in the third quarter. They've already cut into this lead. Lomita needing to pick up this first down. Under center, Torres. He pitches it. Ball on the ground. Brister's able to pick it back up, but when he does, he's tackled. So not a clean exchange there. Brister, it was almost like a basketball. He did a great job to stay with it, but then that time the defense able to come up and take him down short of the first down. So Blum's got the momentum right now. So Lomida's going to have to try to step it up. It would have been all Lomita, but they could cut this to a one possession game, one score game with a score on this drive. They will start at their own 38-yard line. 30. Yep, at their own 38. So a turnover on downs. He actually, like I said, he actually picked it up. It was good concentration, but then could not pick up the yardage needed. So they had that 3rd and short, and Blum made the defensive stop. 3:51 and counting here in the third quarter. So the nervous level's picking up a little bit. They're going to pitch it to Romine. He's hitting the backfield. Good tackle there by Lomita. Needed that play, and that was big Manny Prado coming through and pulling him down for a 2-yard loss. He got in the backfield, got a part of that jersey, and wouldn't let him go. So that's back to the 36. Big play to start things here. 2nd down and 17 now. 2nd down and 17 for Blum. They're at their own 36. Under center, and Arrington taken down again. Back-to-back plays by Manny Prado. He was, I believe, I know all district last year. I'll have to check a little further into it, but a senior leader, the center, and a defensive lineman, and 2 huge plays when needed. That takes it all the way back to the 32-yard line. It's a loss of 4 more on back-to-back plays. It brings up now, makes it 3rd, and they're looking at about 21. You want to be able to get Blum off the field on these next 2 plays. 2:30 the clock runs. Again, he had him by the jersey. Prado was laying on the ground but wouldn't let Arrington, the quarterback, go. We've got an up back quarterback, Arrington under center. He pitches it to Romine. He's hit from behind. Good tackle by Carbajal. Comes up, doing a nice job with pursuit from behind. And while he was trying to find room, Romine was taken down by Carbajal. Pablo Carbajal with the tackle. That makes it, he picks up a couple yards, but 4th and long, 4th and about 15. That took the ball up to the 34-yard line, a gain of 2. So, but we're looking now for Blum, 4th and 20. 1:44 clock runs here in the third quarter, 34-22. The Lomita Hornets with the lead. Looking to make a big defensive stand here. Got him 4th and long where you want him. Shut him down here. He's going to throw. Throws it out in the flat. Catch is made. A lot of pursuit. And the nice job. Lomita lets them get 5 or 6 yards, but it is a turnover on downs. And they get to, I think the catch was made by, sorry, I don't have 21 there, but he made the catch out in the flat, but the Hornets let that happen and then just took him down. So it ends up the ball at the Lomita 39, so just short of midfield, but a great defensive effort all the way around. But you got to give Manny Prado the props on that drive because he got those 2 stops on 1st and 2nd down in the backfield, and it set back Blum that they couldn't overcome. So it'll be 1st and 15, almost said 10, 15 for Lomita at their own 39-yard line. Minute left, and now split wide right and left. Center by himself. Back to Hamilton, back to Torres. Throws it back to Brister, and he is hit hard. It's incomplete, and Brister gets up. But that's a tough young man to get up because that was a hard hit. It was just a good, clean hit, and he almost was able to hold on to it. I don't even know how he got that close. But it was a big hit there by Blum. The defensive back came up. Might have been Arrington, who's also their quarterback. I couldn't see on that side of the field for sure. But he met him just as the ball got there and knocked it loose. So that will bring up 2nd down. 2nd down and 15 for the Hornets. Torres under center. They're going to hand it off right up the middle. Broken tackle. Hamilton still on his feet. He's brought down from behind, but not before he gets very close to the first down. He was one man away from taking it to the house, but still an excellent run. The 2nd and 15 turns into I give him a first down. Yes, it was all the way down to the 26-yard line. That's 15 yards, and a Lomita Hornet first down. Another big run, 15 yards from Easton Hamilton. Had a big night, 3 touchdowns. And good yardage there to pick up the first down. So they're on the Blum side of the field, the Hornets, trying to take this lead out. 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Torres, he's pitched to. It was the up back they gave it to. Then Torres gets it, and he's going to be hit hard. So they snapped it to Jose Carbajal, who pitched it to Jeremiah Torres, who was at the back position. And he does get positive yards. I think that's the end of the third quarter. It is. So we'll take a break. Go into the fourth quarter. Lomita with a drive and the lead, 34-22 on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Mark Edmondson back with you live from Blum, Texas, here at Blum's High School Stadium. I'm actually not exactly sure if it's right by the high school. It's a complex out here. It's very nice. And but as I drove up, I was afraid I was going to get lost, but led right here to this turf field. Again, a nice area here. Appreciate their hospitality. I'm set up in a press box here, and a great view, and a little air conditioning doesn't hurt. So appreciate that. Again, we'll be bringing you all the games next week at home against Eden on the LTX Sports YouTube channel. These games will be archived. There'll be a new one starts next week. When I start that live feed, you can go live and listen to it, as with all the games coming up on the season. Hopefully a 2-0 Hornet team. See where they do get this ball after that run by Torres. It's at the 18-yard line. So the 18. It's at the Blum 18. That was a 8-yard gain for Torres. So that'll make it second down. That was a first down play. Second down at about 7 as we start the fourth quarter. 10 minutes on the clock. 34-22. Big score here could really help the Hornets push that lead out a little further after that good defensive stop. Torres under center. 2 backs behind him. They pitch it to Carbajal, who fumbled it up in the air, but able to pull it down. And Pablo Carbajal is able to, maybe make a yard. They have the yard marker at 1. I don't think that's his first down. I don't think that's right. There's third. So he might have got a yard to the 17. Yeah, pitch was a little high, but he bobbled it up by his helmet, able to get it in and make sure he had it, but then didn't have much space to run. So it's third down and about 6 from the Blum 17. 9:53 here on the fourth quarter clock. Handed off to Brister up the middle, running hard. Brister's going to get near the first down marker. Carson Brister with the carry. He gets some of those tough yards up the middle. I think he's short, but just by maybe half a yard. They give him the 11-yard line. That was a 6-yard gain. They bring in Benjamin Long here. Stone. Carr Jones on the right side. Roy Carr on the left. They pitch it back. They're going to hand it off to Long, and they're pushing. This is kind of the Philadelphia, shouldn't say tush push, but that's what they call it. And he just kept going forward And let's see if they gave him the yards. He was a couple of yards back when they handed it to him, and Long just kept moving forward with the team. I don't know if they ended up saying he got the first down or not. They're looking at it. It just became every player was about 2 yards behind, and they just kept trying to move forward. But they do not give them the first down. They don't get the first down. So that's a turnover on down, a big play there by the Bobcats. So it will be a turnover on downs. So Blum able to make a play on that fourth down, and they will start just outside their own 10. So Blum will have it, their own 10-yard line. 9:07 in the fourth quarter left in the ballgame, 34-22. Still a lot of time for Blum. They start at their own 10. They're going to roll out. Arrington looking to throw deep across the field to Romine, who's open. He makes the catch, makes a man miss, and good open field tackle near midfield by Brister. That was going to be a touchdown. Arrington rolled to the right. Romine went to the left, and the throw was way across the field. It hung up in the air, but Romine able to get it. That did buy some time for the defense, but if Brister doesn't, again, make a uniform tackle with the grabbing the uniform and pulling him down, that would have been a score. So they get it past midfield, though, on that one play. Takes it all the way to the Lomita 38-yard line. So still a lot of game left here. A big turn of events as Blum now trails 34-22. They have a 1st and 15. They hand it off to the up back that time. That didn't work too well. Good job of reading that at the line for Lomita. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3. They handed it off to Reed, but I think that was Carbajal who just stayed with it right at the line and took him down after a short gain. So that makes it to the 35-yard line, maybe a gain of 3. So 2nd down and 13. Arrington pitches it to Romine. Out in space, he gets a block, and he's hit inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4. 3rd and 4. 7:31 clock runs here in the fourth quarter. Again, it seems like it's been all Lomita, but they only lead by 12 at the moment, and Blum has the football on the Lomita side of the field. 3rd down and about 4. From the 26, they pitch it late to Romine. He looks to throw, and he does in the middle of the field, and it's caught. So they get right next to the sideline, then pitch it to Romine, does Arrington, and then he throws it. Again, you see all kinds of things that so different, and it was almost like in slow motion, and then he throws it and completes it to number 21, who gets the first down at the 9. You think the play's over, they're going to go out of bounds, but instead it's a 1st and goal for Blum at the 9 of Lomita. Yeah, it's almost like everybody was just kind of standing there, and all of a sudden he pitches it to Romine, but he doesn't go out of bounds. He throws it. Arrington under center. They pitch it to Romine again. He makes one man miss and will walk into the end zone. Romine with a 9-yard touchdown run. We've got a new ball game here. 6:38 to go, and Blum has cut the lead 34-28 with the extra point to come. That was a 9-yard run again by Romine. The extra point. Snap is back. Kick is low and hit the bottom part of the upright, which is a little smaller and lower, but it hit the bottom and is no good. So that keeps it 34-28. But Blum, we're going to keep it here. Blum has cut a 34-8 deficit to 34-28, a one-score game with 6:38 to go. Lomita, who has not scored in this second half, needs one now. They had the last drive. They were driving and then could not put it in the end zone. So Lomita 34-28. So that was at the 6:38 mark. Lomita, if they want to go to 2-0 on the season, are going to have to come up here. Blum, give them credit. They just kept at it, and Lomita, I don't think Lomita played a lot different. It just Blum able to make some plays. Lomita didn't get those couple of turnovers they had in the first half. Weren't able to get one of those, and we were stopped on a couple of close on fourth downs, and Blum made those plays. A little bit of execution. Still early in the season, you're going to have some of those things. But right now, Lomita's got to dig in and want to come away with the victory on the road. So, and a score could go a long way with that. Got to take care of the football, see if they can put it in the end zone. Scored 34 points in that first half. Now 34-28. And the kickoff here, it's an onside kick, and it is picked up by Roy Carr, and he's going to return it for a nice gain. He waited for a perfect bounce. Late flag here. Let's see what this flag is for. You don't want to make a mistake here. Blum has made a couple. You don't want one on Lomita late here, and because Carr, that's a tough bounce to come up. He got it, Roy did, and then took it 10 or 12 yards for good field position. But let's see what this penalty is, because it would be Lomita football past midfield. Unsportsmanlike. It was unsportsmanlike unless they call it offsetting. They are offsetting. So really a bit of luck there for Lomita, because you don't want that. And you do. I get emotions, and I want to talk about it. I like bragging on kids, but also they're young men, and I get the excitement and the all those things and being aggressive, but you want to play smart. Don't want to hurt your team. In this case, both sides had somebody do something, and so it ends up at the 30-yard line for Lomita. They need to put it in the end zone. They're at the Blum 30. Under center, going to pitch it to Carr Jones. He's looking for some room. His first carry of tonight, he had a couple of touchdowns. He had the touchdown catch tonight, but I think that's his first carry tonight, and it's a positive one up to about the 23-yard line, gain of 7. It's one of the things about this Lomita team I really like. They do have, last week, a lot of players participated, were part of, and in an integral way in different stages. And now you have Jones, who plays offense, defense a lot both ways, but you can put him in that backfield. And, we've seen what Hamilton and Brister, so it is good to be able to have players that can take help in those roles. Under center, second down. They hand it off to Carr. He has room. He's going to go for the score. It is a 23-yard touchdown run by Stone. Carr Jones for the Lomita score. Good blocking at the point of attack, and he cut it to the left side, and no one was going to catch him. Carr Jones with the 23-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown of the night, and the Hornets needed that one, and they go up 40-28. Here's the extra point attempt. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is blocked high into the air and will be no good. And that's why they get 2 points if you're able to do it. With that holder, it's so much harder to do. But at the 6:14 mark, 2 plays after the nice return. Don't forget Roy Carr setting up that with that onside kick. He caught it, gave him good field position, and then Lomita was able to take it in, and they finished it off with the 23-yard run by Stone. 40-28, still a lot of time left, but a big score there. It's a 12-point game now for Lomita, a 12-point lead, 6:14 to go in the game. Let's go Hornets, let's finish this off. But Blum is not going to go away quietly, I'm assured of that. But a big answer there. Lomita will kick off. That was a run by Stone Carr Jones. they had a defender come really up the middle. They were trying to guess and put him in the backfield, and he almost ran by. The handoff was good, clean by Torres, and almost ran by Jones. Jones made a quick. Here's the kick now. Line drive, and it's going to go out of bounds. So that'll give them a few extra yards to start this drive. All right, so Lomita able to answer the scoring of Blum with that 23-yard touchdown run. It will be, where they spot this, 6:14 to go in the game. Blum has the football. And they will start at their 40. Their own 40, yes. All right, 40-28. Lomita with the lead. Blum with the football. Arrington, the quarterback. They'll have the one back behind him. There's an up back, and the one back behind him is Romine. Under center. I'm going to give it to Romine. Little room, and then he's upended, hard hit at about the 35-yard line. Gain of 5. I think that was Carbajal and Hamilton getting in there. Brister might have been over there as well. So, gain of 6. They give him the 36-yard line. Second down and 9. They're going to pitch it. It looks like he does. Romine on the outside. And good job of holding his ground was Hamilton first. He held on to him, and then I think Carr Jones came over to help, but good job of Hamilton breaking down and not letting Romine get him off his feet. He did get yardage past midfield to the 39. Just so much space out there, so it's just third down and about 4. 3rd and 4 is Carr Jones was about to check out, and he goes back in. One of the defensive linemen. So, and then we have, I think, Lomita wasn't sure of something, a little confusion, so they call a timeout. 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go in our ball game here. First broadcast on LTX Sports. Again, all the games be on that YouTube channel. You can please, if you did listen, know anybody won't share the link with them. I'd like to get the word out, and it'll take a little time. But would like to share it with who might like to be able to follow along with Lomita's season. So timeout here by the Hornets, 40-28. They had a 34-8 lead. Blum had brought it all the way back to 34-28. Then the two-play scoring drive by the Hornets have given them this 12-point lead. Blum has it third down and about 4 from the Lomita 39-yard line. I got a feeling they threw a couple of passes in on that one drive, but you just got to believe Romine is going to touch it in some way or another on every play. Under center, Arrington. And no, he fakes it, throws it out in the flat, and they did try to trick them and me. They do get the first down. They threw it to 21. They faked it to Romine. But Arrington rolls to his right and finds the receiver out in the flat, and it is get them a first down to the 30-yard line. So that was a gain of 9. So a little change of pace worked against me and the Hornet defense. Clock runs 4:50 to go in the ball game. You definitely, the defense, you want to make them work for every yard and run that clock. 1st and 15 at the 30, at the Lomita 30 for Blum. They hand it off up the middle, and a little bobble there, but somehow Arrington looked like he didn't even know Romine had it. He was going to hand it. He bobbled it. Now we have a timeout. Blum. That'll stop the clock. But Arrington, Romine came through there in a hurry, but it ends up being a short game, maybe 3 yards. Check that where they mark it. But he came through there so fast. Arrington turned, and then it really did. He took a double take like the ball's gone. But a good job by the defense to stay at home. The secondary coming up there and helping in a hurry. Let's see. They're going to mark it. It's about the 27 or 28. I think they might have given him 3 yards to the 27. It was a quick timeout by Blum. If I see on the scoreboard correctly, both teams have 2 timeouts left. 40-28 our score. 4:29 to go in the game. This is where you get a turnover, a stop on downs on your defense. You can close this one out. Blum with the score knows they still have time, down by 12. So still a lot of football to be played here. Back to the line of scrimmage. Arrington under center. He's going to hand it off on the delay to Romine. There's a hole, and he's going to get the first down. He's brought down, but not before he has found a lot of space. Finally brought down by Jose Carbajal, but deep in the secondary, they give him the 16-yard gain. Clock runs at 4:12 to go in the ball game. It's on the 12-yard line as well. So it's 1st and goal from the 12. Arrington pitches it to Romine. Taken back down from behind. Who came up? That was Prado again from behind. Your defensive lineman gets through there, runs him down, the speedy back from behind. Manny Prado with another big play, loss of a yard to the 13. Blum hurrying a little here. No, they're not. I thought they were up. They're in the huddle still. 3:42 to go. It's 2nd and goal from now the 13-yard line after that 1-yard loss. Romine is offset to the left to throw. Pass intercepted by Jones. Did he get it? Let's see what. There's a whistle. The pass was out. Jones got the interception. Let's see what happened. It is a turnover. That one calls for a stone-cold Car Jones with the interception. The pass out in the flat might seal the deal. He stepped in front of it. Great defensive play. And it's going to be, I think, the 3rd turnover that Jones has got tonight. The 2 fumbles and the interception could seal the deal. Great play. That was a great defensive play to step in front of it. And Lomita should have the ball. They're going to mark it at the 8-yard line. Just a big defensive play for the Hornets. My other worry was, again, with the sidelines and trying to see where it was. Was he out of bounds? But no, he was in bounds. And Lomita will start 1st and 15 from their own 8. 3:25 to go, 40-28. They hand it off up the middle, and it's Hamilton. Ball on the ground. Is he able to get it back? He was hit hard, and he does keep it. Great job to grab it. Hamilton was fighting for extra yards, and he got hit hard, and the ball again popped up. Dangerous play there, but Hamilton stayed with it and was able to keep it. So he only gained a yard, but much more important, he regained possession. And he got it to the 10, actually picked up 2 yards. Clock runs at 2:55. Now you do, and they're going to be trying to knock that ball loose. Lomita in a position to run out this clock in this game. They lead 40-28, 2:45 to go in the game. They have it at their own 10-yard line. That's not the important part right now, just keeping the ball and see if you move the chains a couple of times. They're going to pitch it this time to Brister. He has some room on the outside, cuts it inside, still on his feet at the 30. Past midfield, he's dragged down, and that's going to be, I think, a horse collar tackle. They were just trying to get him down as Brister was, if not, going to go. But he gets past midfield. A good kick-out block, and Carson Brister with a big run past midfield, and then it's going to be added onto it. He got about to the 47, and then the horse collar is going to give Lomita great field position. 2:24 to go here in the game. So big turn of events. Blum was in first, or was it with his 2nd goal, I believe. And so, but within the scoring range, you get the interception by Car Jones, then holding onto the football, Hamilton able to keep it, and then Brister with the big run. And this penalty will take it all the way down to the 20-yard line of Blum. So 2:24 to go in our ball game. 40-28 Lomita, and they have the ball in great position here at the Blum 20-yard line. Again from Blum High School here. Game 2 of the season. Snap back. It's low. It's on the ground and picked up by Torres. Then he throws it and caught by Roy Carr, who's still spinning, and he makes a couple of yards. Just incredible to get a couple yards. The snap was going to Hamilton, I think, but it went a little bit to the side. So Torres had to pick it up, and when he did, he saw Carr. We got a timeout. Roy Carr, and threw it to him, and Carr just fought his way for about 5 yards. We'll call it 4. Do have a timeout with 2 minutes to go. Great job. It's one of the things you do watching this Hornet team. You got to like about them so much is that hustle and that continue to keep going and trying, even through mistakes. That's going to happen. So a nice job there. Again, they do mark it, I think, at the – again, so I've got these orange sideline markers right next to like a 10, right next to a giant 20 that's in the turf. And so my mind has to meld those together. So which one I'm supposed to be looking at. And we'll say it's the 15. So 2 minutes exactly left on the clock. Carr Jones in the huddle, and he is one of the team leaders, no doubt about it. And he's had a great night, but hopping up and down to the music being played in the stadium. You'd love to see that excitement, which brings so much to a team. And he's got some leaders on this team, got seniors. Good team, fun team to watch. Second and about 10. They're going to hand it off to Stone Carr Jones, and he's pushing and still pushing. They finally say he never went down, but they say forward progress was stopped. Blum, I think, will call their timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout here. 40-28, Lomita with the lead. 1:50 to go in our ball game on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
There are a lot of vehicles on the road with jobs to do, and they come in different shapes and sizes. When you see an emergency vehicle, TxDOT vehicle, tow truck, or utility vehicle with flashing lights activated on the roadside, move over or slow down to 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. It's the law, with fines up to $2,000. When vehicles have flashing lights activated on the shoulder, move over or slow down. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
All right, here we go. Probably our last break until I'll do a short break at the end of the game and give you the final totals and wrap it up. Try to do a little wrap up, but sometimes it's hard, especially on away games. You don't know when. I've had the electricity turned off on me before. So we'll get you, make sure you know the final score of the game. And again, next week we'll be at home. Scheduled 7:30 start against Eden next Friday. If I saw my schedule correctly. Lomita trying to finish this off. Under center, pitch to Carr. Tries to get to the outside. He's still on his feet. Lowers his shoulder. And he is knocked out of bounds. I think he might have got the first down. He didn't go down. He was finally pushed out. And he's still fired up. He gets to the 4-yard line. That was a 7-yard gain by Stone. And he does have it makes it a 1st and goal from the 4. Does pick up the first down for the Hornets. .144, he did go out of bounds. That stopped the clock. So it's 40-28. Lomita with the lead and the ball. They're at the Blum 4-yard line. Prado, the center, brings him to the line. Got the 3 linemen up close. Torres under center. He's going to ball on the ground. A little miscommunication who they were going to hand it to, and they had some pressure coming inside. But Prado was able to dive back on it. Does lose yards back to the 7. But, again, right now that's not the most important thing, keeping that ball. 1:27 to go. Clock is running. That makes it 2nd and goal at the 7. They're trying to stop the clock. Wind must be picking up. I didn't notice that. I'm in here where I am because the refs, their stripes are like really moving around more, so the wind must really be picking up here. That's what I get for being in the safe confines. I'm sorry. I appreciate it. So I'm not sure. Still some discussion with the Blum coaches. The ball is at the 7. It would be 2nd and goal is what it should be. I don't know if they. But it wasn't. They're looking at the clock. They're wanting to put more time. Did they call another timeout? Because they're not sure either, so I should not. Yes. Again, appreciate. I don't know how many of you are out there listening tonight, but I do appreciate any of you found it. We'll keep putting the word out, and please feel free to share with others. And we do have the plan to bring it to you each and every week. So it looks like ended up being they started to mark off a penalty against. Okay, there it is, a personal foul. That was declined. Looked like a personal foul against Lomita. That's why Blum wanted the clock stop, and it moved it back to 1:35. But then they declined it, is what it looked like, and the ball's still at the 7. There's still some confusion there. And now Coach Wadley wants to know which I can understand. So a little longer delay. The main thing is right now, Lomita in great shape. Lead 40-28. They have the ball. 2nd and goal at the Blum 7. Now they run the clock, and I believe Blum only has one more timeout left. Yeah, clock is running now. They start the play clock. So we'll see what the Hornets decide to do here. They're aggressive to try to score. Main thing is you really do the protection of the football. The main thing. 2 backs behind Torres under center. Torres gets the snap. He'll hand it off to Jones up the middle, still pushing, and Jones. Touchdown, Jones. He was able to just keep going. They couldn't take him down. Stone Card Jones takes it in from 7 yards out. So a couple of late touchdowns for him, but he had such a big part in the defense, and this drive started with that interception that really sealed the game, and Jones finishes it off with a 7-yard run at the 56-second mark. And that makes it 46-28 with the extra point to come. Let's see. They've had some problems. Looks like they're going to go for 1 here. I've had a couple of blocks. So then we get a timeout from Lomita. So looked like they were going to come in and try to go for the 1-point conversion, but a timeout. We're going to keep it here. 56 seconds to go, and Lomita's going to go to 2-0 on the season. 46-28 they lead. So that last was a 7-yard run by Stone. Just so many contributors. You look at that first half. Hamilton, not to look back now, 4 touchdowns. Torres, of course, doing a great job running the offense. And it's sometimes strange. It's one of the things I was trying to think about before. He is the quarterback, but the quarterback doesn't always get the ball first. You've got to get it to you snap it back to somebody else to get it to him so he can then either throw or run in so many ways. But Torres, they were under center a lot tonight too at times, which really worked. I think that's something that they can mix up and work well with, and did a nice job, again, coming on the road against a Blum team that lost last week, but really was looking for a home win. We are going for 1 here. Torres to throw. He's still got time. He's in trouble. Looking. Throws it. Has Prado. Does he make the catch? Yes, he does. A sliding catch by your center. You cannot beat that. Manny Prado with another great catch. He was sliding down as he caught it for the 1-point conversion. Make it 47-28. I don't care. I was a center for 2 years. And center does something, he gets extra credit every time. But just a great job, and he great leader on this team. And he had a big part of this game in so many ways, but a big key to this game, they had cut the lead, and Prado on back-to-back plays made stops in the backfield when Romine had gotten some yardage and found some space. And it really helped slow some of that momentum, even though I think they came back and scored on another drive. But that shut that one drive down and changed things up. Just a lot of key plays throughout. Brister run some tough runs inside. Again, Hamilton, and just a lot of help on the defense. This team brings a lot of different things at you, and, you always leave somebody out. But a great team effort here tonight, going to get them to 2-0 on the season. It's 47-28 right now with 51 seconds to go. Lomita to kick off. Carvajal, a high short kick this time. It's on the ground, still picked up by Romine, and he gets through, and he's going to go again. It seems like it couldn't be, but Romine found a little space, and he was able to split defenders, and he returns it for about 55-yard touchdown. And now they'll go onside kick. That still in good shape, but you hate to see that. But Romine definitely a skilled player, and when he finds space there on the kickoffs, his second kickoff return tonight, that makes it 47-34, and they are going to go for 2 here. Arrington to attempt the extra point again. That wind kicking up. They don't have a football out there. So after the score and the 1-point conversion, the Blum Bobcats score on a kickoff return, and the kick, I think, was good anyway. We were offsides, I believe. Looked like we jumped a little early. But the extra point is good. So that's 2 more for Blum. So that should make it penalty decline for, so 47-36. It is a 2-possession, 2-score game, but you hate to see that right there. Get a stop, and now you've got to take care of the football and get this. They're going to be trying to come at you again. I saw Roy Carr make that great catch and run earlier. Right now, again, main thing is getting that possession. 41 seconds to go in the game. I'd like to just, that make me a little nervous. Don't want that. Still in good shape for Lomita, but let's finish this one off, get on the way back home. 47-36, Lomita with the lead. Blum about to kick off. And they're kicking off from the 35, so I guess a part of that penalty from the Lomita 35. So I get the ball, they'd be very close. There is still 41 seconds. Well, on the wind blowing the ball off the tee, so it definitely swirling around down there tonight. Again, that weather's supposed to be cooling off. Looks like it's happening. Blum and there falls off the tee again. They might have to have somebody hold it. That would hurt Blum a bit, and one less person to try to go get the football, but that's what they're going to do. So they're lining up for this onside kick. Lomita needs to get it, and it's on the ground, and it bounces, and it's recovered by the Hornets. I believe that was Jose Carvajal. Good job of getting down, making sure. At turf, sometimes it's hard to know what kind of bounce it's going to do. They say true bounce, but what does that mean? But it is at the 20-yard line. And right now, just need to take a couple of snaps. They have one timeout left, but so even if they did that, take 2 snaps. So this should be victory formation for the Hornets. 47-36. They lead with 40 seconds to go. So drug out a little longer than you thought it might, but in the end, they are in victory formation. Everybody up by Torres. He takes the snap, takes a knee. See if they call their timeout. Don't think they will. They are not. And we'll let the final 30 seconds. I'll wait till it ends, but it is running down. We won't have to snap it again. 47-36 will be our final score here. 20 seconds on the clock. They're already lining up to shake hands. We'll wait till those final seconds, and then we'll take a short break and come back and wrap it up. Great win for the Hornets. 8 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and there's the final horn. The Lomita Hornets moved to 2-0 on the season with a 47-36 win over the Blum Bobcats here in Blum. So a great effort. Again, just lots of people to come in and help at different times. Really happy for these young men, and the coaches did a great job and go to 2-0. But a good game here tonight. Blum put up some fight. They certainly didn't go and hide from the fight, but Lomita able to close it out. We'll take this break, about a minute break or so, come back. We'll close it up here. Thank you for joining us. The Lomita Hornets defeat Blum 47-36 on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
The key to unlock the next breakthrough in life-saving cancer research could be sitting in your driveway. Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your unwanted vehicle into funding to support innovative cancer research. These innovations lead to better cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, which means we can help save lives right now. Cancer affects all of us. Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. It will take all of us standing up together to put an end to it. So when you're looking to get rid of your old car, truck, motorcycle, RV, or boat, why not donate it to Stand Up to Cancer? Donating is easy and tax deductible. We'll even tow your vehicle for free. You can be a driving force in cancer research. Donate your car today. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
Mark Edmondson back with you live here from Blum, Texas, and the wind's kicking up. I think they just said there was some lightning in the area and people are moving out in a hurry. That's good. I'm going to wrap it up pretty quick here myself. I want to thank Blum for accommodating me. Called them in the week trying to do all this quick, and they were very accommodating and appreciate their help. Of course, thanks. Got a nice little text from Mr. Moore. Appreciate that. Thanks to Mr. Moore and Lomita ISD and helping, just supporting the idea of this, and I do appreciate it. I'm not going to lie. I'm one who ends up trying. I get critical and things, but I try not to overthink it too much because I had a great time. There are things I know I can correct and fix, but it's fun to get to see kids, and I mean all of them, the athletes, but the cheerleaders and the parents too that get to come and watch. It's fun for me to be a part of, and so I don't mind making some mistakes. I can live with that as long as I convey what matters to me, and that is that I love showing off these kids. So thank you for joining us. We're going to be on back next week at home. We're going to be bringing these games each and every week. Lots of shout-outs to go around for this team. Again, you had Hamilton in that first half, and Torres doing a great job. Prado, again, the center, but doing so many other things in defense, and the Carbajalls both, playing big roles and people helping in, and just so many different aspects of it. Just a great job all the way around of finishing this off, even after Blum made a run late in the game. And then, Carr Jones, one of the senior leaders, and he did it on defense and offense too. Just this is a team with a lot of talent, and it's fun to watch, and I'm so glad I got to call it tonight. So thank you. I hope you'll share with others to come back and listen to us, and we'll be bringing you the games. And the Lomita Hornets go to 2-0 on the season. That's the most important part, is Blum falls to 0-2 as the Lomita Hornets defeat the Blum Bobcats 47-36 here in Blum on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Thank you, and be safe, and good night.
You have been listening to Lomita High School Sports on the LTX Sports YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us, and good night.